up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go.
Ready. 60 outlaw.
Hey, let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Alert flare, flare. Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike. Check.
Five.
Operating from the gun, Daniels. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Hey.
On second down now, it's Freeman. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Set. 15. Run. 51. Big rip.
On 3rd and 2, Daniels. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
At their own 15-yard line.
Got it, 52. Watch 52. 52's the mic. You don't want none of that. Pick up the ball.
First carry for James Conner. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Conner. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
To throw on 3rd down, Love. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Tack McKinley made his way into the backfield. Back to throw. Love. And he finds McDonald. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. On first down. Love. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? Looking to throw. Love buying time to his left. He's going to take off with it. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Complete to Washington. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Here we go. Set. Dirty base. Let's go. Watch the boot. Watch the boot.
They'll try and run for it with Connor. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Down. 60 orange. Push formation. Fellas, let's go. Come on. Set, go.
From the gun, Love. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A 1-yard touchdown reception as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. 2nd and 9 now. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
You better break. Let me know. Lock it. You better break. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Kill, 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 kill. Shot. Shoot. Jay. Leo. Twist. Watch the twist. Shoot, shoot. Shoot. Ready.
On 1st and 10 is counter. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Love. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. Throwing on first down. Love. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it. But it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. To throw again. Love. He finds McKinnon, complete. 6 yards on the pickup, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6.
You go tight, Hayward. You got tight. You got tight right there. '52's the mic, boys. 52. Hey, defense, let's go. Ready, go.
From the gun, Love. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now a field goal forthcoming for the Steelers. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
At their own 28-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Hey, echo.
Operating from the gun, Daniels. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Daniels. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Devin Bush. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. Well, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Ready.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Hey, two. Squeeze.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. This one caught by Ridley. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
Exit.
55, mark, 55. All day, pump.
Get it.
On 4th down, Daniels. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it. But in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Hey, Charlie.
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike.
Go out.
Rebound.
Clear. Switch. Let it go.
Out of the gun, they give to Freeman. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Steelers' 38-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
You better be a protein spill. Hey, orbit.
Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat. Check. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
Hey, wahoo. Five.
Off the play fake. Daniels. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
That's what I do.
Ready?
From the gun, Daniels. Open man is Gordon, complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 24-yard line. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half, 10-0 our score. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Teron Johnson able to pick it. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. Oh, and the big play's going to get even bigger as penalty flags are down, and I believe they're going to get a face mask penalty tacked on. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Push him back.
Operating from the gun. Love dancing to his left. And he's going to keep it here. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down. Love. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
Juju Smith-Schuster. Touchdown, Steelers.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. The extra point up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
You know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Daniels. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
After the penalty, here's Freeman. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Taking it about the 16. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here. 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Hey, watch the slant.
Throwing again. Love. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Slam, slam, slam. Hey, Delta. 24.
From the gun, Love. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty, no question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Extra point right down the middle, and a route is on here in this first half. And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. This is taken at his 4. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Yeah. Save. Let's go.
Second down, McKinnon. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. From the gun on 3rd down, Love. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
On 1st down now, run with McKinnon. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Love flushed out right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th.
Well, it's not going to be a first down, but that's a nice job of picking up yardage on 3rd and long. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you. And in this case, it wasn't enough to pick up the first down.
Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll try and throw for it here. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Takk McKinley. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Check 3.
Blue draw corpus.
Operating from the gun. Daniels. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Back to throw. Daniels. He sets to fire deep. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, Daniels. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. A big play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Falcons cut into that lead. The Falcons are going to leave the offense out there. They'll go for two. Operating from the gun, Daniels. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to give a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up the
rush coming, and he's taken down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Looking to throw. Love going for the deep ball. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Throwing on third and long. Love. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And how about this? Fourth and long, and they're going to go for it. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so two remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Here's Jordan Berry now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And here we are almost through three quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man. Able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over.
Here we go. 18 Gator. Squeeze, get in there. Check 43. And go.
They'll run on first down. Connor, and he'll be brought down at about the 42. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter of play. And the Steelers on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Escapes it, but now he's swallowed up and taken down. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack. On 4th down, Love. He's going to air one out. That's going to be caught. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point attempt to follow here. Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left and no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This will be taken in at the 1. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Pilot, 64, weak.
On 1st and 10, Daniels. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Let's go.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Let's go, D. Check 31, check 31.
Now.
To throw again, Daniels. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Daniels. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Check X3. 218. Chop.
On 4th down, Daniels. And it's complete. Hooper. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 15 yards, 1st down, Atlanta. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
On 1st down, Daniels. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Shoot.
2nd and 6. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. The Falcons on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Daniels, wide open receiver, complete. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 44-yard line.
They brought in the heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a 1st down.
Looking to throw. Daniels. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Teron Johnson able to pick it. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Check, ready, go.
The drive will start with Connor. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And he lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6. 5.
Following the fumble recovery, Daniels. He's going to let it go again. This is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Ridley, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Falcons capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6.
Here we go.
Ready?
They'll try and throw for it. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Tucson. Think you gonna get this, boy? You think you gonna get this? Box trap. You think you gonna get this? Ready?
That one looks like he'll throw here. This is intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well. Last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Operating from the gun, Daniels. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Hey, Haywood.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike. Drop deep, drop deep. Mike, 55, Mike, 55. Gotta do better.
Now.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Daniels. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Here we
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only one timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. They finally do get him down, but we've got penalty flags on the field as well, and they might get 15 more out of this. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. From the gun, Love. And yes, complete to the tight end, McDonald. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 36 yards on the play. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd and goal. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal. Here's 2nd and 8. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. From 8 yards out. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
Things are rocking easy here in the 4th quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something much bigger about 0-2 than 0-1?
Oh, without a doubt. And here's the biggest one. Guys like you and me, all the media, are going to talk about, well, you know how hard it is to make the playoffs when you start 0-2. And that starts to work its way through a team.
And now they're working towards 1-1. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
that's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Back to throw. Daniels. That's going to be caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. The end result, 21 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And when you break it down, you know, this was just a thoroughly dominating performance.
And I truly thought that we'd have a tight game coming into this one. I think you felt the same way based on our conversation after the production meeting. But obviously not the case. And how about just how it broke open? You know, you just all of a sudden, whoosh, there it is. This thing is pretty much done. And the crowd stayed with it to celebrate because they're like, let's enjoy watching our team play this well. This is fun.
So for Pittsburgh, they at least get the win here to earn a split of their first 2 home games. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.